From a Beckerian or terror management theory perspective, Elon Musk's argument that we live in a simulation denies the reality of life in order to deny the reality of death. He claims that if our simulations of reality progress at any pace, that somehow implies that we can create simulations indistinguishable from reality itself, and that therefore someone already has, and we live in a simulation. That's a huge leap of logic. First of all, most biological systems may progress or grow for a while, but we don't assume they keep growing forever. We don't assume that, for instance, a tree keeps growing forever into space just because it grows continuously for a few hundred years. And we certainly don't assume that the whole universe is really made out of tree wood because of this supposedly endless tree growth. We cannot take this one property of the tree, growth for a few hundred years, and extrapolate it to the whole universe and nature of reality. Just like we cannot take this one property of humans, technological progress in simulations for some years, and extrapolate it to the whole universe and nature of reality. As biological systems, humans must start with the assumption that there are limits to the progress of human technology, including toward simulations. Humans reaching other galaxies or traveling any distance in the universe does not follow from the fact that we can put a man on the moon or a rover on Mars. Secondly, a convincing simulation, passing the Turing test, is simply a simulation that is convincing enough to fool humans, containing a very limited number of variables as compared to what we usually understand as reality. Even in the far-fetched case that some other more intelligent life form in the universe was able to create simulations with tremendous numbers of variables, it does not imply that we can, and it does not imply that we live in one. At best, one could say that deceptive simulations of reality exist, but proving that we live in one would be something different. And we couldn't test it anyway. For example, if you lived in a computer simulation, then everything you think you know about it would likely be part of the simulation, and so likely illusory anyway. As Karl Popper said, for something to be an empirical/scientific question, it has to be falsifiable. In the realm of empirical evidence, 99.9% of all species that ever lived are extinct. Musk's simulation argument would imply that humans can somehow bypass this fate, presumably because human existence is not subject to evolutionary forces as we currently understand them, but controlled by some simulation creating intelligence, which of course made those species extinct in something akin to a video game, not reality as we currently conceive it. Similarly, the reality of our individual deaths can be dismissed as a simulation.